so much wisdom here. Isn't that beautiful? And it's all so applicable to Saint Thomas Aquinas, priest and doctor of the church, and he's called angelic. I guess basically because not so much because he thought about angels, but because he was a holy man, a mystic, and he was able to. So when we hear about in the Book of Wisdom that because all gold in view of her is little sand, and before her silver is to be accounted as mire. Actually, he did that. After writing all his wonderful volumes of knowledge and theology and philosophy, he says, there's nothing. He had that direct experience, a mystic experience with the Lord. So he put all that aside and did not write anymore. So what up? So Saint Thomas Aquinas, he died in 1274. So I imagine he was born around 1200 or so. I'm not sure how long he was OP, Order of Preachers. So we have right here saying is the angelic doctor who wrote the Summa Theologiae, which is a summary or a compendium of all theology, Summa Theologiae, and authored all these songs that we know: Adoro te devote, O Salutaris Hostia, Tantum Ergo, Angelingua, etc., etc. And here's so many of them. So when we go through we look at the little corner, it'll tell you St. Thomas Aquinas. And then he says, patron of Catholic schools, colleges, and universities, of philosophers, theologians, and booksellers. There are many stories about St. Thomas Aquinas. And I remember that on this day, we would have a day off. No classes. However, it was a day of disputations. In other words, we have a big lecture, or first of all, we'll have a big mass, a solemn high mass with a subdeacon, deacon, and priest. And then we have the full choir of the seminary up there on the choir loft, and with a full organ, and probably had one of those big, what would you call the compositions of Palestrina, Goicoechea, or all these great, and then we would have after that we'll have recreation and all that, but then we'll have a disputation, scholarly presentation, and maybe a disputation among the students and all that, and the professors. And then after that, we will also have a big dinner. Maybe have one beer only. And then have a baseball game over there. So on this day was in order to commemorate and celebrate St. Thomas Aquinas. I'm not sure what else you want to...
The thing I think that we lose track of when we look at all the things he wrote and how clearly he explained so many things, was that Thomas was not a great intellectual. In fact, he was called the dumb ox when he was in school. And it was because he was very slow and methodical about what he did, but he kept at it. And that was the perseverance. Is what he, as the opening reading says, he asked for wisdom and God.
But he was a great great intellect. There is no doubt about it.
No.
I don't know how he got the name of dumb ox. It's probably they not understanding from the very beginning, so he got that kind of. But he is such a genius that he was able to synthesize all knowledge up to that point. And today, and he has guided all that. And in spite of all that, he was also maligned because afterwards it was condemned. His writing was condemned. And so but then they resuscitated again and so on. So he suffered. He suffered on that account as well. But he was the genius that synthesized all Western and Eastern knowledge, and he did all that. Now today, with the explosion of knowledge, we need another genius like Saint Thomas Aquinas to synthesize all this and be able then to move forward, because it's possible just to keep on going the way we are. We need a genius like Saint Thomas. So we can ask the Lord, the Holy Spirit, to send us another Thomas Aquinas. And look where he comes from, in the church. In the church. So maybe, and to a certain extent, don't we have him right now? John Paul II, Benedict the 16th. These incredible geniuses. Oh, incredible. So the Lord has been providing us with great hopes of leadership. Paul VI. Oh. So we were really blessed. So thank you, Saint Thomas Aquinas, for being so humble that at the end he realized with that experience of God, he says, that to be just a one day in the court of the Lord is worth 1,000